I'm Michelle.
And welcome to the grave adventures of the Holmes County Library Ladies.
We are here today at St. Peter and Paul's Cemetery in beautiful Glenmont, Ohio, enjoying the fall colors all around us.
It is gorgeous in Holmes County. Every fall it's always beautiful, but we've got some really gorgeous colors. In fact, we've been ranked third in all of the world, I believe.
All of the world.
By National Geographic for visiting for fall colors. So come visit us during the fall or at any time.
All right, so now we're going to give you a tour of what it's like to visit St. Peter and Paul's, give you an idea of what to expect if you decide to visit, or if you can't, you can visit from the comfort of your home or device and see what St. Peter's
We're going to be looking at Mary down here in her grotto, and I believe that was built in 1932. It says the original placement of the grotto was 1932.
Correct.
Now, was it always here, Michelle? Do you remember it always being here?
I remember, since attending church here, that it was always here, but I believe it was placed in 1932, but not at this location. They moved it up a hill. In fact, because we have this awesome GoPro, we can give you a hint of where it used to be. As I'm swinging the camera around, you can see a large tree there, the hillside. There used to be steps. In fact, actually a little further on, steps that went down, and there was a sidewalk, and you walked, and then somewhere in this area, the grotto was placed. But over time, the ground shifted, roots pushed the stone block sidewalk, and it was really difficult, especially for the senior members of the parish, to be able to visit the grotto. So sometime in the 1990s, early 2000s, we'll get a date on that at some point, they moved the grotto up here along the drive of the cemetery and inserted a level location, so if you have difficulties walking, shouldn't have any trouble being able to see the grotto, as well as some stone benches on the side for some time of reflection.
This is a beautiful place, particularly now with all the colors. It's a beautiful place to sit and just relax.
Definitely, definitely. All right, and the grotto is located, I'm terrible with directions. Would this be west?
Let's say yes.
West, west-ish. How about west-ish of the church property? And so we're just going to kind of swing around. So you'll see in relation to the grotto and the church. You see the church. It's actually closer than it appears on film. Just like your rear view mirror. But you're going to see a little bit there of the church. Kind of swing around.
And we're going to talk about the church a little bit, and where it was founded, what it looked like, and what was going on with it.
And what was going on, yeah. Yeah, okay. Let's ease our way over to the church so you can get a better look. And we're just going to kind of creep over. The Catholic community here in this section of Holmes County was originally settled further southwest of the township, somewhere, I guess, around the 1830s or 40s, and that was St. Joseph. And then, yes, somewhere around 1830s or 40s, and then at some point they decided to build St. Peter and Paul here in Glenmont. It was built in 1857 by some local parishioners. Some founding names would be Dady. We know that that's one of the families that helped with the construction. And the church, as you can see, is built out of sandstone, and that was quarried just literally a stone's throw away from the church at the Briar Hill Stone Company. So this is all Briar Hill sandstone.
and we're going to be visiting Briar Hill Sandstone after this visit. And a lot of places around this area were built with that stone.
Exactly.
And even around, I believe, some colleges. Was it Oberlin? Oh, I forget which college.
Oh, yes, there was a college. There was also the Federal Reserve Bank, I believe. So a lot of famous buildings throughout the United States were built with Briar Hill stone.
And we'll talk about that when we get to Briar Hill Stone. That's a mouthful.
That is a mouthful.
They've got some beautiful stained glass here in the church. A great steeple.
Yeah.
I don't think it's copper though. I think it's.
No, I don't think. Now the vestibule here of the church was added on in 1907, and in fact, the original structure of the church was octagon in shape. And then at some point around the turn of the 20th century, they raised the roof, squared it off, and it became the square building that you see today. So if you'd like to see a picture of the former church's shape, visit holmeslibrary.org/cemeteries and look for our Saints Peter and Paul page, and we will post a picture. A before and after.
Now the vestibule was done later, right?
Later, in 1907,
okay,
approximately. That's kind of what some of the local people thought that the 1907 stood for.
And didn't they have to move somebody who was buried next to the church?
Yes, there was actually, I believe it was one of the priests were buried
under
here,
the stairs, where
under
the stairs would be. Yeah, so they had to move him.
Right, so they did have to move him.
So we're going to be going over to the. Was there something else we wanted to say about the church?
No, I
Nope.
think that's about it.
We're going to be coming over here to the cemetery and looking at the stones. And you said the deities prevalent here.
Right.
A lot of deities, and you'll see those stones. We're going to be coming up on a stone of one of the priests. It's written in French, and it was Reverend Pierre Antoine. Himo?
Himo?
Is that how you pronounce it?
Not sure. If anyone there is proficient in French, let us know.
It's Heimo, looks like.
Correct. And he was a missionary. And it looks like I think he died July 15th. No, he was born July 15th, 1816. And died April 13th, 1869. Not very old, only 52 years. On the back side of the stone, written in French, is a large scripture. We're not sure what it says because it's been worn and faded with time. But I'm sure if you can do a stone rubbing, you might be able to kind of study that and see what that says.
That might be interesting to do. It looks like it might be, if you do the rubbing, you might be able to really bring it off, because I think there's enough there left that you might be able to figure it out a little bit if you know French.
Exactly.
This is a pan of the cemeteries. You can see that you will need to walk a little bit. It's not that large of a cemetery, and the bottom part is pretty flat. So that's not bad. There aren't too many dips.
It's very well cared for cemetery, so you shouldn't have any trouble with having to fight off weeds or anything when you come to visit. We recommend the fall, like we mentioned. You know, it makes a good time to visit.
Beautiful color. I know it's hard to really grasp on the camera, but we have a lot of beautiful color this year. We're going to come down to the side of the church here, and we've been trying to put signs out to all the places that we're videotaping to show that you can scan it with a QR code. You can scan it with your phone and look at the video and all of the information on our site while you're visiting the cemetery. So I'm going to show you, as we get here close to the sign, what they look like, and we try to get them as noticeable as we can without being too obtrusive. And that's what they look like. There's a QR code on there that you can scan and take a look. And then this is a back part of the The
This
church,
is the social hall,
social hall.
and I believe it was built originally in the 1930s. And then we did have a renovation for the 150th anniversary of the church, and the stonework was put on the sacristy, and the bottom of the social hall was sided. There was also some indoor work done to the church as well.
See, there's some deity
Yep.
stones.
Yep. And I'm going to say that this is the deity that helped build the church. I'll give a shout out to Julia Brewer, because that would be her great grandpa, I believe.
And she's given us a lot of good information about this church and this community. She's one of the teachers here in the school, Millersburg School.
Yeah, it looks like Gunther is another name that we see a lot, and Druard. Druard. Nome is another name that you might come across. Now, one of the things that's interesting is there is also a Catholic church in Millersburg, St. Peter, and the priest that serves St. Peter Church is also the priest that serves St. Peter and Paul. So it's all considered one Catholic community. If you're wanting to know about church records from St. Peter and Paul's, then you'll need to contact the parish secretary, the parish office there in Millersburg at St. Peter.
Can we put information on the website
We
for that?
can put in information there, absolutely.
And as you can see, that they are starting to go up the hill there, so we do have some on the hill, but I don't think, not too many go all the way up. We have a couple.
No. And those are, I
to the top.
believe, are the newer
stones.
newer. If you're looking for older stones, they're going to be here on the flat part. And at the front or the western end is probably the oldest, and then kind of working their way back are the newest.
Yeah,
Yeah,
get
you
a
can
shot
kind of
here
see
above.
the oldest part of the cemetery there.
Okay, Michelle, you ready to go over to the original?